guys? What is up, guys? It's your boy Jay, and today we are going over 10 tips to make you a better guitarist in the real world. So let's get into tip number one. Tip number one is to stop practicing like a robot. If you're running scales with dead eyes and you're just sitting there going like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing, bro? There's other things you should be doing. You should be mixing those notes up. You should be practicing over a jam track at least with those scales. Like, come on now. How are you gonna get better? How are you gonna expect to get better if you're just going like this? I mean, you know, I've run all the scales a million times, so I get it. My next tip number two, is gain covers up bad playing. Play with a little less gain when you're alone. You know, when I'm in the room and I'm just trying to practice, clean up my playing, I usually play with a little bit of gain, a little less than I would usually do. Like right now I got some good gain and some good reverb going on just because I'm using an amp preset. But yeah, a lot of these presets and amps just have way too much gain and reverb and delay covering up all the good stuff that you're playing, and you want to be able to hear it. So I'd recommend, you know, every once in a while just playing with the more clean, raw tone, you feel me? Tip number three, timing is more important than technique. No one cares how insane something looks that you're playing if the timing is bad, bro. Like, I have a ton of videos of me playing when I was much younger and I didn't know what timing was. Like, I knew what it was, but I just didn't really understand how important it was. And bro, it hurts me to hear it. I guess the biggest things in timing in like the shred world, like the biggest things you should be aware of is sextuplets. The way I count it is pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. Guess basically 1, 2, 3. Here's an example. Pineapple, 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 pineapple. You know what I'm saying? My fourth tip is obsess over tone, don't obsess over gear. I'm telling you guys, that 3K guitar or that 3K amp, even though it's awesome to buy and it's awesome to play, it's not gonna make that much of a difference for your overall sound. I recorded my biggest songs using this guitar. It's an American Special Strat, but I know it's like $1,000 guitar, but I got this for free. I won it in a competition. All I did to it was I changed the bridge pickup. I put a little 59 into it. That's all you have to do, guys. You know, you could make hit songs on a Stratocaster, on a Squire. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I mean, it kind of does, like, to a certain degree. You need to have at least like some decent pickups, but even then, engineers and sound guys are so good these days that doesn't even matter. You could affect it, you could EQ it on Logic, bro. My next tip is the best guitar players sound like themselves. They don't sound like other people. Yeah, you shouldn't get into guitar to be like, hey, I want to sound exactly like this guitarist, he's my favorite. Obviously, it's great to have inspirations, you know what I mean, but you can't base your entire identity off of just wanting to sound like Jimi Hendrix, because Jimi Hendrix sounded like Jimi Hendrix. Your goal should be to sound like you, because you should be your own favorite guitar player. You know what I mean? And it's not something that arrogant to be your favorite guitar player, it's just something that's true. You should be. Like, I'm my favorite guitar player for the most part. Obviously, there's some things I wish I could do, but you know what? Every single guitar player has a trick up their sleeves that they bring out at certain points. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? Everyone has their thing. My next tip is to play with emotion. Now, this may sound kind of hard, but when you're sitting and you're jamming out, just try not to be so sterile with it. You know, if you're feeling upset, pick up the guitar, bro. Don't drink that beer. If you're feeling angry, maybe lift some weights, but you could also pick up the guitar, just don't break it if you're that angry. You know what I mean? Just come on, put your emotions into this thing. This thing will give you everything. Gotta love it. My next tip is practice standing up, or else you're a dumbass for when it gets time to play on stage. Playing on stage and playing live is a big part of being a performing guitar player. You have to be able to play whatever you can play sitting down, standing up. And guess what? As someone who's played many shows standing up and has practiced many hours sitting down, I'm telling you, there is a huge difference. You better be able to deal with an entirely different feel. On top of that, when you're on stage, you're walking around, you're moving around, you're sweating. You know, you have the crowd as a distraction. There's a lot of moving parts. So if you're ever gonna perform, make sure you have your parts nailed, bro. Just sit there and practice. Imagine the crowd going crazy. You know, imagine the chicks, like, trust me, it's awesome. My next tip is the neck pickup exists. You could use it. Me personally, I love the bridge pickup, but I always switch the neck pickup a lot. My only issue a lot of the time is a lot of my guitars have single coils in the neck, so there'll be a lot of like hum, but it doesn't matter. It provides a nice hollow, different type of sound, you know, something slightly different, and variety is what we need in today's society, you feel me? My next tip is you don't need theory to be great, but you need to at least kind of know music, and you need to know what you're doing. Like, at least learn some basic things, like learn scales. As a guitar player, bro, I'm gonna tell you straight up, you need to know 4 scales, okay? You need to know E minor, you need to know A minor, B minor, D minor, all right? Other than that, you don't really need to know anything else. Maybe C minor, but that's if you're like mad educated. You know what I mean? All right, and my next and final tip, jam out and play with people who are much better than you. That'll make you a million times better. And honestly, even if the people that you're jamming with are worse than you, it's better to be playing and to just lock in, because music is about connection, bro. When you're playing with other people, there's no other way for me to describe it. You just connect, and that's what's important. The connection, the friendships, and everything that you get from music, nothing will be like it, man. This thing right here, this beautiful thing, this gave me my life. This gave me everything. It gave me my friends, gave me my career, gave me my education. My final tip, bro, is honestly, just make sure you pick this thing up. That's all that matters, just getting into it. Some days it feels harder than it is. I know how it feels, just do it. You got this. Anyways, if any of these tips helped, subscribe.